Hi everyone, it's Miss Brenner. I hope you're all doing well and staying happy and healthy. Today we're going to be talking about run-on sentences. A run-on sentence is two or more sentences that are incorrectly written as one sentence. So the length of the sentence has nothing to do with it being a run-on sentence. You can have very long sentences, but still be grammatically correct if commas and conjunctions are put in the right places. Run-on sentences may be more than one sentence written as one without punctuation. Sorry, pop-up. Or a run-on may be more than one sentence joined with a comma incorrectly. So here's an example. Carnival is one of the most exciting festivals in South America. Carnival begins the Saturday before Lent and lasts until the following Tuesday. So in this example, we have a run-on sentence, and it would make the most sense to turn this comma into a period and just break this apart into two simple sentences. In another example of a run-on sentence, during this 4-day celebration in late February or early March, many activities take place. They include parades, music, dancing, fireworks, masquerades, and theme parties. So in this example, we should really look to break this apart into two sentences right about here at this comma. But all of these other commas are creating a list. They are perfectly fine. So it's not always about the length or the number of commas that are in an example. It has to do with breaking apart so that way you have two sentences that are ideas that can stand on their own. Commas can't just hold all of those ideas together. So here are some examples. And I want you to tell me in Edpuzzle which ones are run-on sentences and which ones are perfectly fine. So number 1, a chimpanzee walked along the wall. Number 2, a policeman searched a shed and went into the house. He checked the back porch and then left in his car. 3, she peeked into the box. She began to laugh. 4, the kids drank their chocolate milkshakes while watching the soccer game. And 5, the national anthem is playing. We should remove our hats. Alrighty, guys. So those are examples of run-on sentences. When it comes to run-on sentences, there are 4 methods that you can use to easily correct a run-on sentence. 3 of these 4 we already are pretty comfortable with at this point. First one being that you can break it apart into 2 simple sentences, like I already explained in the one example. Another option, being number 2, is to make a compound sentence using fanboys, so for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. A third option is to make a complex sentence using subordinating conjunctions. And then our fourth option we are going to learn in a future lesson, which is semicolons. So here's an example from the list that we went over just a moment ago. It's a policeman searched a shed and went into a house. He checked the back porch and then left in his car. This is a run-on sentence. But we can easily break it apart and make it into 2 simple sentences just by turning that right here, where we have our subject reoccur again, into a separate sentence. I'm sorry, I clicked something wrong. Alright, so the second option, like I was saying before, is that you can make a run-on sentence into a... So the other option, like I was saying, is that you can make a compound sentence, and you can use a coordinating conjunction, meaning fanboys. So here is another example from the list before. She peeked into the box. She began to laugh. This is a run-on sentence. We could make it into 2 simple sentences by changing the comma into a period, or we could make it into a compound sentence by using and from fanboys. Here's another one. The alarm rang at 6. He didn't rise until 9 o'clock. This is another run-on sentence. Once again, you could break it apart into 2 simple sentences, or you could put a comma and add the word but. Our third option is to do subordinating conjunctions or make a complex sentence. So there are a long list of different subordinating conjunctions. These are just a few. And so if we took the sentence, the national anthem is playing, we should remove our hats. We could easily transform that into the 3 different ways I was saying before, making it into simple sentences, making it into compound, or making it complex. So here are 2 different versions of changing it into a complex sentence in order to avoid a run-on. So in these next few examples, what I'd like you to do is identify for me which of the 3 is the run-on sentence, and then I'm going to ask you to correct it. So in this example, I'm going to read you the 3. You're going to tell me which of the 3 is the run-on, and then I'd like you to turn it into 2 simple sentences. So 1, because Phoenix, Arizona is a pretty city, it is one of the fastest growing cities in the country. 2, the price is right, I must buy it. 3, snow drifted on the roads so the cars couldn't get through it. And then I'd like you to change the run-on sentence into 2 simple sentences. The next set, I would like you to identify for me the run-on sentence and then make it into a compound sentence. So 1, because Phoenix, Arizona is a pretty city, it is one of the fastest growing cities in the country. 2, if the price is right, I must buy it. 3, snow drifted on the roads, the cars couldn't get through it. And then if you could change the run-on sentence into a compound sentence. And then lastly, once again, one of these is a run-on sentence. So 1, Phoenix, Arizona is a pretty city, everyone wants to move there. The price is right, therefore I must buy it. And 3, snow drifted on the roads so the cars couldn't get through it. I would like you then to, with the run-on sentence, turn it into a complex sentence, meaning using subordinating conjunctions. So in this example, I used a semicolon to try and avoid having a run-on sentence for 2. So like I said, we'll talk more about semicolons in the future, but they are an ideal way to not have comma places and to conjoin 2 sentences together. So we will talk about that next time. Alrighty guys, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.